If you want to have a successful business, you got to have incredible marketing. What's going on, guys? It's Josiah, your success consultant, and in today's video, we're going to talk about marketing 101. So let's go right into it. What are the 5 key things that you need to understand in order to have effective marketing to grow your company? The first one is this. If you're going to be successful in either starting a business or growing a business, getting past that ceiling, you must understand the proper significance of marketing. Too many people treat marketing as an afterthought rather than a priority. So to make sure that doesn't happen to you, we're going to put number 1 as this. Marketing is critical. Okay? Now we're not just going to stop there, okay? Because you probably already know that marketing is critical. But what you don't know is where marketing falls into the grand scheme of things amidst every other thing that you've got to do in a business. So if you're running an effective business, it's not just about advertising. You've got finances, right? Your accounts payable, your accounts receivable. Maybe you got certain people that are customers and they owe you money. Maybe you got people that are already paying you, current clientele. And guess what? Maybe you got people that you need to pay. Other vendors, people that's helping you run your website, maybe a web designer, maybe a web hosting company. If you got brick and mortar, you're paying for rent costs. Maybe you're paying for product expenses for your materials. All sorts of things. And we haven't even talked about if you're managing a staff, right? Hiring people, managing people. We haven't talked about operations management, making sure that things get out on time, making sure that things are done right the first time. There's all of these different components to run a business. So amidst all of that, right? This grand world of business that few people really know about and understand, where does marketing fall in that equation? Well, I would tell you, if you are just starting or growing a business to the next level, your marketing should be your second most important task, really next to producing something. Okay? I'm going to say that again. If you're not spending at least 60% of your time marketing your business as you're first getting started or trying to grow it to another point, then on some level, your business as a whole is failing. Because it's not enough that you should have a product or service. You've got to get that product or service out in front of the world. And it's not enough that you should get it out to just any person. You got to get it out to the right person. And that's the reason why marketing is so effective. Marketing is critical to growing your business. You could have a product or service right now that's better than half the products that's on the market today. But nobody's going to stop buying from them if they don't know who you are. If you have not established trust, if you've not established credibility, if other people aren't talking about it, these are all critical components that goes into your business success. So without wearing out this point, you got to understand that marketing is critical. The second point is this. If you want to be successful in marketing your company, you've got to understand human behavior. Okay, that's the number 2 point. Make sure you write this down. If you haven't subscribed, now is the time to subscribe. The number 2 most important point is that you got to focus on study human behavior. Okay, you got to study human behavior. Now, what do I mean when I say you got to start studying human behavior? Here's what happens in most businesses. People start up a company. It's based upon their own idea and their own vision, and they want to bring it out to the world. And when they bring this vision out to the world, what happens is they never take the time to see or find out, do other people want what I'm actually offering to them? Right? And to some extent, it's good when you have that entrepreneurial spirit. You're a visionary, you've got creativity, you've got ideas, you've got focus. But the only way that your business is going to stay alive is if other people actually want what it is that you're offering. So without spending so much time in your own mind, you need to start studying the behavior of the people that you want to be your customers. What do they actually buy? Why do they buy those things? Would they be interested in what you have to offer? So many people think that running a business is as easy as just coming up with some product or service, putting up a website, putting a link to something on it and saying, go buy it. It goes so much deeper than that. And if you want your business to consistently generate revenue from month to month, you've got to start generating sales after having studied human behavior. This is a critical component to marketing. Marketing is not just, I have a logo, now go buy it. Marketing is not just, I have a product, I'm telling you go buy it, and then that's as far as it goes. Real marketing is a real deep psychological study into the needs of your customers that you want to offer something to, because you want to do everything that you can to make the right people make purchasing decisions. I'm going to give you a prime example of this, okay? Let's say that there's a product that you really want, okay? Let's say maybe it is something that's a CD, okay? You really want a CD, even though CDs are totally outdated by now, but let's just pretend that it's something that you want, right? And you want this CD, and it's like the CD of all CDs. It's like a collector's item, maybe an autograph from your favorite artist, and it's really important that you get it. But it's put on a website that's very hard for you to access. Whenever you try to go to the website, you got to go to like 50 different pages before you could even find the CD. When you try to order the CD, it's like there's nothing on the page but the image. You try to buy it and it takes you to 10 other pages before it goes to checkout complete. It's like you have to jump through all of these hoops to be able to get what it is that you want. And that's a prime example of how you could have the right product that a person could want, but you could be delivering it to someone in the wrong way. And there's no greater example of someone understanding this or a company understanding this than in Amazon's one-click purchase, okay? So when you look at Amazon, that's run by Jeff Bezos, largest e-commerce site in the world, what do they do that's different from a lot of other people? Well, they've taken the time to actually study human behavior. So they don't just come up with all these products to put on their website and then just deliver it however they want to deliver it. They take some time to understand the human brain. They understand that mentally, people really value comfort. They value convenience. They value speed, especially in this technological world. So knowing that people want to get things quick and fast, what they did was they made an investment in making sure that you could go from looking at something on a page to having it ordered and delivered to your home all within one click of a button, right? That may now seem self-evident because they've already done it, but they had to actually go through the studies of taking the time to find out how their sales would have improved if they had that one-click feature, right? I don't want you to think that Amazon just did that by coincidence. They literally performed studies to understand how their business was losing money over time because they had too many different pages and barriers for people to go through before a purchase was made. So the only way you can come to similar conclusions in what's holding back your business is if you study the human behavior of the customers that you're marketing after. right? It's not just about having a one click. It's not just one thing. How do your customers like to be contacted? What's the language that they use? Where do they go to make purchases, and why do they buy the things that they buy, right? And even when it comes to the delivery of those things, are your customers buying things on Facebook? Are they buying things on Twitter? Are they buying things, based upon maybe a reward based ideal in their brain? Maybe when they buy this thing, they think it's going to come with so many rewards. Are they buying it based around fear? What is the human behavior that drives their buying experience? Because if you don't understand that and you don't build marketing around that, you're going to get beat in a business up against the person that does. Okay? That's plain and simple. Now let's talk about the very third thing. The third thing that you need to focus on is going deep. Okay? And I'm going to explain what I mean by that in just a second. So when you go deep in a business, when you're marketing, so many people, especially online, it's like they want to be everywhere. In order for them to have a good marketing presence, they feel like they got to be on every platform. So you talk to people that's starting up a business and they're like, yeah, I want to be on Facebook. I want to be on Twitter. I want to be on Snapchat. I want to be on Periscope. I want to be, on YouTube. I want to have an email list. I want to have all of these different things, Instagram, all these different accounts. But then when you look at the accounts, it's like it's so sporadic, they're not going here or there in any account. Better for your business to be on one platform where your market could actually be found and you're effective on that one platform than be on a billion other different platforms and you're not really making noise at all. You're not moving the needle, okay? This is about going deep. Now, in order for a customer or a future consumer to actually buy from you, again, what are some of the prerequisites that have to be established? Well, first, there's got to be a certain level of trust. There's got to be a certain level of credibility. What about social bias? How many other people may be recommending your business to them? And so if you have a marketing strategy that's not very deep, where you have a consistent type of marketing effort to put it in front of those people, how are they ever going to get to a place of trusting you, right? You could have all the billions and trillions of accounts, but what will it matter if you're not actually persuading people to buy from you on any one of those accounts? Better for you to have one account and go all the way in and be a noted brand in that category than to be on a trillion different platforms and you're just a run-of-the-mill type of person, right? This is one of the things that people get caught up in because there's so many different options vying for our attention. And because of the fact that people don't understand the nature of how critical marketing is, because of the fact that they're not studying human behavior to know enough how to effectively reach the people to the point of a purchase, they never get to a point where they become effective on any one platform, because in their mind, it's just about making a lot of noise rather than connecting. It's not just about making noise. You don't want to be like a chihuahua in a business. When you look at a real dog that's actually capable of biting the hell out of you, they don't always have to bark about it a lot, right? So I'm trying to rewire your perspective on marketing in that you don't always have to be in front of everybody's face on every single platform, but on the platform that you are on, you make your presence felt, okay? So that's an important one to get down as well. The fourth thing that you need to think about that's coupled with that is the value of consistency, okay? Now, I'm saying a lot of these things, and these are all foundational principles that you need to have. But look, as your business grows from year to year, look at your marketing plan and actually ask yourself how many of these you are fulfilling step by step from day to day. If there's certain gaps in where your business is going, I guarantee you it's probably around one of these five. You're either discrediting the importance of marketing, you're not doing enough research into your customer base, you haven't gone deep on any one platform, and guess what? You're not being consistent, okay? So that's what number 4 is about. Always be consistent. So you need to start thinking about this. Well, do I really love what I'm doing in my business? Do I like it? Am I just doing something just because somebody else said so? Because if I'm doing something just because somebody else said so, how am I going to put out consistent marketing communications, right? How am I going to be a consistent marketer if I don't even enjoy what I'm talking about? And so one of the things that I always think about, especially when it comes to this little 4th category right here is, am I running off of a business model that's based upon one of my genuine interests that I could talk to people about even if I wasn't making money, right? So when it comes to what I do in terms of being your success consultant, a lot of times I would help my friends become successful all for free. A lot of times I would speak to people at my church and just help people left and right, just, for fun, randomly, just kind of off the cuff. And as I started to see that more and more people were interested at a larger scale, I had to start investing more time with this because I started to run out of my discretionary time. So the whole point is, you can only be consistent at something that you value and care about. Get care into your business model. Get care into your idea, and then just vocalize that on a regular basis. Now, any real business person would tell you that all top corporations, all successful businesses, everybody that's wanting to compete, they're marketing themselves on a daily basis. Their business is being marketed on a daily basis. A lot of times if you cut on the television, and let's say that you're watching TV for a few hours straight, chances are you're going to see multiple commercials from the same company. You're not just going to turn on the TV and be watching it for hours and it's just one McDonald's commercial. You're going to see many McDonald's commercials. You're not going to just cut on the TV and see one Volkswagen commercial. You're going to see multiple Volkswagen commercials. Now, why is that? Is it because of the fact that maybe, one person got off the TV, another person got on the TV during the in-between time? Yeah, maybe. But more importantly, they understand that in order to be effective in marketing, you can't just put out a message one time and expect everyone to get the gist. You've got to consistently put out the same message or a variation of that same theme behind the message multiple times in order for it to actually start latching on to people. So one of the things that's important in this one about being consistent, it's not just about the volume of content that you put out. It's about having a fundamental understanding that most consumers don't really catch on to advertisements until they're looking at it on average anywhere between 5 to 7 different times. It's very rare in kind of Hollywood that a person would look at your one commercial, your one video, your one billboard one time in life and just say, wow, this is just so incredible. I've got to stop what I'm doing right now. I've got to pull out my wallet with all this money that I've been busting my butt to get. And I've got to pay this person for how great of a product this is in the universe, right? That's a fairy tale. You got some people that will do that some of the time, but you can't build a business off of that pipe dream. If you want to build a business, something that's going to actually put food on your table, you must understand this fundamental marketing law. You've got to be consistent, especially in a world where there's more noise more than ever. You got people that's got all types of videos running in YouTube ads, Facebook ads, and TV commercials and billboard, all these different campaigns. So what's going to help your voice not get drowned out by theirs? Stay consistent, right? Stay consistent. To the best of your ability, stay consistent. So if that means that you may need to have someone help you put out regular communications, well, then that's what you need to do. Because if you get drowned out and nobody knows that you exist, you could have the greatest product in the world, but nobody will buy it. Okay? Last but not least, here's what I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on picking a lane where you can dominate, and I want you to stick to it. Okay? Again, the fifth point, I want you to pick a lane within a business, pick a niche where you stand the chance of dominating at it, and I want you to stick with it from day to day. Here's what most people do, okay? Most people, they get into a crowded marketplace. They do what everybody else is doing, and then they wonder why they don't get results, right? So even when you look at what I'm doing with my business, you don't see me just coming on the scene and being like, hey, yeah, you know, I'm just that business guy. I'm just that business person. There's a lot of different business channels. You've got a lot of different business teachers. And so that's the reason why I would title my YouTube channel Black Men's Career, right? It's a specific lane that I'm offering. So this is the number one home for where Black men will come to learn how to be able to build businesses in ways that's specific to their own personal needs. So I'm not trying to compete with a billion other different people on just the core subject of business. I'm differentiating myself and I'm offering my products and services in a way that's very unique to the community that I am targeting. And if you want to be in a successful business, you got to be able to do the same. Have you ever noticed why McDonald's typically is not just parked in front of all of these affluent communities, like it's not in front of rich folks' homes? Because that's not the target market of the consumer that they're going after. Why are there always these McDonald's in the hood? Because McDonald's is showing you the primary market of people that they are going after, right? Now, without questioning the ethics behind that, what you got to understand is in your business, who are you speaking to and how many people are you speaking up against? That's the reason why I'm telling you, don't just step into a market and you're just the same off-brand Joe Schmo running a mill like everybody else. You have to find a way to be able to differentiate yourself. You got to find a lane, find a niche, because there's so many people that's trying to bounce back and forth and, oh, I want my business to do a little bit of this, but oh, I want my business to do a little bit of that. And, you know, you just become like this one-size-fits-all company when you really don't understand that even when you look at a company that has expanded and grown to large amounts of capital, when they first started, they started in a very niche market. And as they started to gain notoriety, that's when they expanded. Think about that. When you look at Amazon, Amazon didn't just start as, oh, well, I'm just going to be the one size fits all to everybody. I'm going to have a little bit of this and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. No, that's not what they did. They understood strategically that they had to narrow down in one lane. And they dominated that one lane for a number of years. And it wasn't until that they had dominated that they ever made a strategic decision to expand beyond that point. What I want you to do is focus on this principle. If you want to actually go out into the world and make money from your company, you've got to pick a lane, pick a niche, block everything else out. I know you got a billion ideas, block out those billion ideas and actually stick with one from start to finish. Bring that idea to life, operate within a niche, and only step in that arena if it is one to which you can dominate. Because if you can't really dominate in that arena, is it really worth your time? Right? You got to be a wise investor of your time, among other resources as a business owner. So if you don't have a good chance of dominating within that arena, I would say you're probably just starting a hobby, right? So these are really the top 5 core principles that you got to understand in Marketing 101. You're not going to hear this, in your college professors' classes, because a lot of times they're just reading off of a textbook. It's not based upon anything practical, especially that's happening in 2018, where you got folks that are building million-dollar businesses just using social media apps. Technology is constantly changing. The world that we're living in is constantly changing. But if you want solid principles that's going to last you in a way that is timeless, go back to these 5. Recap over this. Understand how critical marketing really is. You could have the best business in the world, but if nobody knows about it, who cares? Study human behavior. Don't just be so full of yourself that you have your own ideas and you haven't even taken the time to validate whether or not these ideas can take off or how to properly put it in front of the right person. Don't make assumptions about these things, okay? You need to take the time to validate. Because those same moments of time that you're researching, analyzing, testing, in you doing those things, that could translate to thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars over time. Then thirdly, you need to go deep, okay? When you're just starting out, don't feel that you've got to be on every corner. Get on one corner and make enough noise to bring the right people to that corner. As you grow and expand, you can set up shop on this platform and that platform. But listen, that time may not be right now. That time may not be today. If you want to grow and you want to build your company, it's not that you get on every platform and that's going to give you some credibility or clout. It's that you get on the best platform that will work the best for your marketing needs, and you actually become a thought leader or a brand expert within that arena. Fourthly, always be consistent, because if you're not consistent, it's going to become harder over time for people naturally to view your business as a winner by default. McDonald's, their promotions are consistent, right? You look at other businesses, their promotions are consistent. If you want to have a business, yours got to be too. Last but not least, pick a lane and dominate. If you want more value beyond just this video, click right now and download the Empire Builder. This is a free gift that I'm giving to you as a way of saying thanks for watching this video. And it's going to walk you through a step-by-step process that I've put together for you all for free on how to go from maybe not having a business at all, where you're still working a 9-to-5, to being able to start setting up your own business with step-by-step sequences, okay? It's not just going to be about doing your marketing. It's actually going to walk you through the process of making your second income stream. It's going to show you maybe how to make that exit plan from one job to being able to get into this full time. It's going to give you all of the roadmap principles that you need to go from where you are now to where you want to get in building an empire. Because if you're going to have an empire, a business is one of the most important components. You look at any other community, you look at other empires that folks have built, in many ways, it's been off the strength of their business or their businesses, okay? Because the economy and your economic strength is very important in building a community, all right? So if you like this video, please put a like. Please share it with your friends. Be your brother's keeper. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.